endured something pretty intense. So clearly they endured something pretty intense.
There was 2 women
Yes.
and 7 guys. So
Right.
to me, that's a problem already. Especially.
Eyebrows missing, burn marks,
Mhm.
eyeballs missing, tongue missing.
The bones decaying to that degree in just 4 years. I just don't see that type of decay going.
There's just so much that's off about on both sides. Both sides seem real suspect. I know it's the South, so maybe dental records are a bit trickier down there because they only have maybe 1 or 2 teeth to identify them by.
Have you guys ever had that? Like, you driven by a house out in the middle of nowhere, you're like, I wonder who lives there. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be one of those.
Hello.
Up. Welcome back to another episode of Singed Eye Sockets. I'm your host, Jukebox, with a couple co-hosts here. We got above me, Ev.O.Lution. Well, we're gonna rotate around a little bit, but we got Ev.O.Lution up top, man. What's happening?
I'm doing great. It's way too cold here. I do not like the cold. That's why I got the background here. And things are rolling right along, man. Got great things coming really quickly. And looking forward to it. I'll highlight it a little bit more towards the end of the show. But just excited about this episode, ready to get into it.
Hell yes, man. Yeah, we got some stuff coming up. Below me, we got Sean Shank, man. What's cracking?
Oh man, same old man. Just busy. Teaching college during the week, doing stand up on the weekends, and you know, uh, I was doing I wrote that script for that TV show, and we're in the midst of trying to pull all the threads in to get the thing happening. So that's been taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah, life has been pretty hectic. I'm not gonna lie. Vinny, man, first time on this show, not a first time on JG's Lounge. But what's up, Vinny? How you doing?
I've been doing lots of stuff, but I'm highly caffeinated. Let's talk some murder. Let's do this.
Let's talk some
Let's go.
murder.
Let's go. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Let's go.
Right? Didn't you do a show? You did a show with Corey Castle recently, didn't you? Or Sean?
Yeah.
No, it's Corey.
I did a show with Corey Castle a couple of months ago, and I just did another show with Matt Burchell. I'm terrible at pronouncing his name. I just did with the Projangers and Walljangers. I just did like a show with him like a week ago during my holidays from work, a week or two ago. So yeah, that's fun. I'm working on a project with him, and currently I'm rewriting a screenplay for Blackrock, a short movie we're doing here in Ireland with the help of Jeff Schneider, my directorial debut. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is exciting.
Yeah, man.
Directing a movie.
Yeah, I know, right? Who'd thunk it? Not me.
I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, bro. Man,
All
like
right.
so, yeah. I like challenges. Let's do this.
Let's I do want to do a little disclaimer because this is one of those kind of cringy, like kids might, I don't know, like 12, 13-year-olds and below probably don't want to listen to this unless you're consenting adults. I'm just going to throw that out there because some of the details in here are pretty gruesome. So,
Parental advisory, bitches.
yeah. So we're going to be talking about Armin Meiwes, which this is Armin. Let's see if I can do this.
Sexy
nope,
man.
I don't want Sean. What's up? I want to add. There he is. Okay. So this is Armin Meiwes. He was born in 1961 in West Germany. He is the third child to his mother, the first between him and his dad, or between his dad and his mom. So he's got 2 previous older brothers from a different father, and they quickly move out of his life at a pretty young age. So go and live with dad. So she gets remarried and moves to Jausterfeld, just outside of Rottenburg, which is also eastern or western Germany. They buy a manor with 36 bedrooms, which is pretty. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. I got to show a picture of this one. Hold on, let me show a picture of this manor. It's pretty intense. 36 bedrooms, a lot of land.
Oh,
It's an
wow.
older house. Where you at? There you are, Stan. Okay. But so it's just him and his mom, pretty much, because she ends up leaving this guy. Well, he leaves her basically. He's playing outside, and his dad runs out the door and just takes off and never comes back. So he's stuck in this big house with his mom. So, but that's what I got so far. Let's get back to that panel. Why did it do it again? I don't understand why it's doing that.
What's switching us around?
Yes, I hate that's everybody off.
I'm trying to
Get me to go back to StreamYard. I know.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember when did my handle change from Ev.O.Lution.
It still says Ev.O.Lution, all right? Anyways, all right. So Armin's mom is extremely disciplined, okay? She makes him do the household chores, go shopping, pretty much take care of her and the property. She tells him what he can wear, what he can't wear, who he can hang out with, and even takes him on dates. Like she makes him sit in the back of the car while she goes on dates.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, what you got? With this being said, a lot. Go ahead.
Weird.
What do you mean?
What's that?
The way you worded that was weird because when you said make him take her on dates, like I'm taking my son out on a date.
No, but she drags him along and makes him sit in the back seat while she goes on these dates. It's
creepy, but
very
still
unusual.
better than what I was thinking.
Agreed. So because he doesn't have a lot of friends, he makes up this imaginary friend named Frankie, which is based off this kid that he really likes at school. Most of the neighborhood kids and even the neighbors say that he's a very sweet kid and very nice, but he's not really around much because he's always with his mom. At the age of 10, Armin gets a fascination with two books, Robertson Crusoe, specifically the part where Robertson has to save Manfredi from a group of cannibals that are trying to eat him. He also has a fascination with the fairy tale about Hansel and Gretel, the part where the witch eats the kids. So this is where it all kind of this is where it starts to kind of get. He starts getting this weird psychological mindset that if he consumed somebody, then they would always be with him. Like he would never have to lose them, right? So, what do we got so far, guys? I want to take a little break here as we get into this.
The word cannibalism kind of jumps in the brain. Gee, of all the books, I mean, okay, those books. I mean, there's a lot of those books, but the way he focuses on kind of lets me know that he's not really all there in the first place. That's interesting to just focus on those portions of the books and go from there.
Well,
right?
I mean, think that he's lost so many. He's lost his two brothers. He lost his dad. You know, all he knows as far as love is basically the control that he has of his mom, right?
And he's got a 36-room mansion.
House, right? Just him and his mom.
But where do you think the switch triggered with him, where he was like, consumption is the way to avoid abandonment? You know what I mean? Because like the point you make, like his father left, his brothers left, so obviously he had abandonment issues. And you also spoke about how he talks about when he consumes, and cannibalism is a great way, like the people never leave him. So I wonder where the abandonment issues and the cannibalism, where that switch went, you know, in his upbringing.
Other than the two books, it was probably his imaginary friend Frankie, I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he probably confided into his friend about a lot of it, you know.
Right.
What do you got on this, Sean?
Yeah. Well,
Frank's just ChatGPT though. It's not really an imaginary friend.
Good, John.
Sean?
He's looking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Porno.
Are we? You're
Well,
buffer or something, man.
there's been, I mean, if you look at different religions and things over the years, there is a religious and psychological connection to cannibalism and consumption, and the melding of the two when you eat them, right? So, I mean, I don't know if that plays into it or if the guy was just nutty nuts.
Like the
But
Eucharist.
I mean, what's that?
Like the Eucharist, body of Christ, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And but also going back to the Mayans and things like that too, they would consume the hearts, and you have the power of your enemies and things like that. Um, I don't know, but the whole thing about you said the dad busted out of the mansion and just pieced out, ghosted the mom and him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why, but that just seems extremely comical to me.
It is, and there's
know.
one. It is, and here's one thing I need to say is because when I do these shows, I research from multiple sources so that I can't say that I took just one thing from one person, right? So I listened to like this BBC documentary that I found on YouTube about him like 6 times because I had the best information out of all of it. I listened to like 3 different podcasts, and one thing that I noticed is people who do this that don't do their research totally butcher the story and don't give the factual information. Now, I am no genius by any means, but if I don't know, I'm either going to say, "Hey, I'm not sure," or I'm not going to say it. Like I'm not going to bring it up, especially in stuff like this, because I want people to dig into this, and I don't want them to come back to me and be like, "Dude, half of what you just told me was not even close."
Well, I want to say this while I'm thinking about it. The guy busting out and leaving and taking off and never coming back. It does say that she was extremely disciplined as far as with the child. So if she was that way with him, he's like, no, gotta go.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there had to be a reflection of that on the husband, or at the time.
Yeah.
Or he escaped from her sex dungeon.
What?
I said he escaped from her sex dungeon, kind of like Quagmire from Family Guy. Peter let all the Asian girls out, and they escaped.
So over the course of his teenage years, he actually got a fascination with watching butcher meat. He would watch them over and over again, and he said that something about the art of cutting the different sections of meat, just he was fascinated with it, and it played into sort of his fantasy with the whole cannibalism, which I do want to say as we kind of get into this, there's this fantasy / reality aspect to I think a lot of serial killers and murderers, where like it starts out with the idea of wanting to do it, and they either realize how easy it was and then they are obsessed, or they freak out when it comes down to the actual event, So,
like, where do you think like this is the nature versus nurture thing, really? Like, so if you look at, he has a disciplined upbringing, he has abandonment issues, but where does the fascination with the butchering of meat and cannibalism come from, and the Robinson Crusoe? Like, does he have the fascination with these things, and that's what made him read those books, or did he read those books and then become
he
fascinated
developed
by
the fascination from the reading of the books. Because somehow in some way, and he talks about it. Go ahead, Sean.
This is so off topic, guys, but it has been driving me nuts.
Okay.
Can you bring that photo of him back up?
Yeah. Let me just mess around with the cameras about 36 times here. All right,
because I've got to make sure I'm right on this.
Let me see if I can get him up here. There we go.
I swear. Okay. There is an actor from the 2000s in a ton of sitcoms. His name is Richard Kind. Can you find his picture and pull it up? It could be twins, dude.
I know he does have a very. He has
I'm
a
not
very
gonna
familiar
pull. I don't
face.
want to pull that up right now because I have to pop off this frame and then go into another frame and then find.
Jukebox. I think you
I
got
know.
to do it. I think you got to
I
do
know.
it. I think you
What
gotta-
what'd you say?
I think you got to go ahead and do it.
Ah, God, what's his name?
Richard Kind.
Richard Kind. All right, you son of a bitch.
They're like he's washed out with like hold at an angle.
I can't see.
I know. Okay. All right. Hold on.
See,
Yeah, I will pull it up. Hold on. Share screen.
it was like I saw his face and it was like a bug in my brain, and I couldn't think of his name. He's been in everything.
Hold on. Let me get him up.
What up? Yeah, that's good. That's
Yes. Look at that, and then look at I'm looking. It looks like a side profile of him.
Ish. I will say ish.
bottom half more.
Yeah.
The bottom half of his face more than the top half.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. I'm getting rid of this.
I know that.
All your fault, Sean.
It was bugging the shit out of me. So I'm just going. I know it's not him, but it looks like him.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going into this case.
All right.
So, over the decades, or over that next decade, pretty much, he really gets invested in this fantasy of wanting to chop somebody up and eat them so that he can keep them forever. At the age of 19, in January of 1981, Armin joins West German Army. He's surrounded by a bunch of young men who kind of stimulate his mind and help him stop they kind of put a halt on his fantasies, and he likes the distraction that he's getting from all these kids. He gets like a supervisor role, and a lot of the people around him say he was a great supervisor, very helpful, did anything that was needed to help the people around him. And over the next few years in the army, he has a couple short-term relationships, but nothing crazy. He kind of did girl, but nothing really happens. And he even one of his people that he mates with, his bunk mates, he's like, "Hey, man, am I gay?" And the guy's like, "Look, dude, I can't be the one to tell you that, man." And in the documentary, they interview the guy, and he says, "We all thought he was, but not in a bad sense. It was just like, we never really saw him with anybody." But he does come out as openly bi later on. So, anyways, this lack of having a spouse or someone really close in his life kind of draws him to alcohol, and he crashes his car and does it. He pretty much does it twice within a year, and 12 years into his service, he leaves because they kick him out. So he goes back and lives with his mom in 1993. At this point, he decides to change his career and become a computer tech. So between working, he's back at home taking care of his mom, and people in the city say he's genuine. He's part of like some of the holiday traditions in town. He helps be Santa for the kids. He helps do volunteer work around town. Just a nice guy. Well, Armin started to take pictures of photos of butchered meats and mannequins, and distorting them to look like things that he would like to do to people back at the house. And around this time, the World Wide Web kicks off, and he gets this idea that maybe he's not the only one out there, right? So he starts going onto these online forums, starts watching porn, more BDSM style porn that starts leading him down to where he finds chat rooms of cannibalistic fantasy. And he starts putting out advertisements with these photos that he's making, looking for a willing subject that would like to be eaten. This this website, first one and the main one that he uses is called the Cannibal Cafe, which is actually an American website.
Seriously, wow.
And a lot of the conversations in these chat rooms are about the fantasizing of killing and eating humans.
Jeez.
Yes, and he feels in place, like he feels like he's found his community, right? So he's getting
And
more
what's the
invested.
URL to that site?
What?
What's the URL? Just for my readers.
It is shut down. It is shut down. I looked into it. It's
Aw.
called the Cannibal Cafe. It's shut down. It no longer exists. But yeah, a lot of the conversations are about the fantasy of doing these things. He's presenting his artwork, these mannequins and chunks of meat from animals that he's butchered, and lines them up, stringing them from meat hooks and posting them up there. Over the next couple of years, he's really just diving into this, like thinking this might be my bridge to making this a reality. Where are we at here? Sorry, I'm kind of blending a lot of my notes into one. What do you guys think so far?
Obviously, his passion for these type of things were mostly his focus for the majority of his life. Not sure what triggered it. Like Benny's looking for the direction that he's going, but apparently it was always there. That's what I got.
Yeah.
He saw escalation like every turn if you look at it so far. So first he's reading about it, now he's looking at butchers, and then he joins the military, and like now he's going online, and then he's going like at first it's BDSM, and then it's like it's always escalating. Like he's just working towards that goal. It's like you're saying earlier on, it's fantasy before reality. And like so it's just like he's constantly getting closer and closer and closer to the reality of what he actually wants to do, It's all escalation.
Right. What do you got, Sean?
Well, I feel kind of bad now about talking about his mom's sex dungeon and
or extremely accurate, maybe.
She was a weird person. Everybody in the town said she was weird, so you never know.
It's wow, it's so weird because I don't know, man. Dude, it's like it's something Evo said, and then tied into what was the imprinting? Because usually, if you look at the psychology of human beings, something happens where they get imprinted with whatever the thing is. Like you always looking at feet when you were a kid. I don't know, and then as you become an adult, it turns into a foot fetish, right? So something imprinted him, but then like I don't know, man. What started? In the escalation. What?
Everything that I researched says that it all stemmed from him finding almost a thrill within those books. That thrill or almost that rush from those bits from those stories.
And that might have been the thing, but I will say to Vinny's point about trying to find the URL, I will guarantee you that there's multiple of these sites out on the dark web. I would guarantee it.
I'm gonna readjust these so that I can be up in the top and it doesn't affect my screen.
Oh man, let's just throw it out there. Singed Eye Sockets does not condone cannibalism. I got you covered.
This is it's not illegal. It's not illegal, people. Okay, it's not illegal to consume.
Now it sounds like you're condoning it.
I'm not condoning anything, but it is not illegal.
Wait,
it is not illegal to consume human meat. It's illegal to murder somebody. It's not illegal to consume human meat.
Cannibalism isn't illegal.
What?
We're a long pig.
In
bro.
what
long
country? Pig. Like I get it in like some of the sub-Saharan stuff.
Do you want to prove to me that it is? Because I promise you're wrong.
No.
Whoa.
I am shocked.
Well, like by eating it.
Why would it be? It's just so. It's the how did you get the meat is really the question. That is illegal. That part is illegal. Yes.
So if I just show up to the morgue and I'm like, hey, could you cut
It
me off
actually
a pound of Frank?
plays a big role in the end of this story. Let's just put it that way.
Jeez.
In the
Is
court
there
system,
human kosher?
this is brought up, and which makes it very difficult for them to try him because of the way this goes down.
Okay,
So
you know what? Do you know in Little Rock, it is illegal after 9 p.m. to honk your horn if you are at a drive-in where they serve cold drinks and cold meat sandwiches. It is illegal to honk your horn at them. There's a law for that. Nothing about eating human.
Jeez.
Why would there be for that aspect of it? Can you think of it? Okay, so hold on. I would never do it, but why would it be illegal to consume it? It'd be the process of getting it. Every process of getting that meat would be illegal, but the actual eating the meat would not be illegal.
I mean, I see your point, but now I also understand why they say don't eat at other people's houses.
Right. I mean, think of Ed Gein. Ed Gein was giving food to his neighbors in his apartment complex that was human.
Nice guy. All around nice guy.
Nice
Mother's great relationship with his mother.
Actually, kind of similar to this one. Great relationship.
Yeah. Like Ted Bundy as well came from a very disciplined background.
Wow.
He's an all-around nice guy. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Okay, let's keep going here.
My goodness.
Right, so it's September 2nd, 1999. Armin comes from work, and his mom suffered from a heart attack and was dead in the bed.
Here we go.
Yes, Armin says that his feelings of freedom and wanting to pursue the fantasy gave him this whole new reality. Like he kept the house. Within 2 months, everything that his mom's possessions was out of the house. I mean, he was free of her. That was his mindset. Because of how controlling she was, I mean, I imagine that weight off of his shoulder had to be just like, I mean, this is sort of Ed Gein, because that's what happened to Ed Gein's mom. And then he just went down this crazy rabbit hole.
Yeah, they all need a catalyst.
Mm-hmm. So after his mom passes away, just 2 months after, he starts diving in deep to try and find himself a victim, a willing victim to consume.
Willing victim.
Yes, he puts up a post looking for an 18 to 30-year-old handsome and fit male. Later, he says that during interrogations, he talks about how he is bi. He's interested in both sexes, but when it comes to his fantasy of the cannibalism aspect of what he wants it to be a man. He doesn't really say why. He doesn't know why, but that's just how he is. That's how he feels.
He's German. They love the schnitzel.
They love the schnitzel.
Dude, I was just thinking the same thing.
Vinny, that worked. See, earlier you pulled the whole sausage joke, and it went over my head. So that was good.
It's easier to do it in person.
That was great.
So Armin starts getting some chats going with some people who are interested, but again, he's finding him on these fantasy sites, right? So these people are interested in talking about it, but the mention it starts to kind of become a reality. Most of them back out until this young kid York Boza ends up showing interest, and they meet up for the first time. His name? What is his name? Are you laughing at his name?
He's just begging to be eaten.
York.
He's prayed. Like he's literally prayed, isn't he? Like that guy. He sounds like food. Okay, I'm sorry.
I promise people, we are not crazy.
I'm just thinking of the commercials from the 90s about biting the middle of a York
peppermint patty.
Just
yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, so
actually, guys, I've got a question, if you don't mind, Jukebox, real quick. Well, because we've done multiples of these, and Vinny, it sounds like you make a study of this subject matter. Is a causation or correlation I've noticed a pattern. You talked about Ed Gein and this guy who definitely looks like Richard Kind, and some others, and I noticed a pattern. Mothers. There's a mother in the kid.
Bundy as well.
It is. It's parent. It's really the parents in general, or lack thereof.
But look, let's not turn this into always being sexist, because that's not even where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about pattern recognition.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at serial killers across the board, I'm wondering if there is a pattern, this is causation, where you have like this overbearing mother situation, because now we have two prolific killers that we're talking about, Gein and this guy, who have the same thing. Once, okay, twice,
right.
So I don't know if there are others, like it, who was the guy?
Bundy, for sure.
Bundy, yeah.
Bundy, he was raised. His sister was actually his mother, and his grandfather was actually his father. His father sexually assaulted his daughter, and that's how he was born of abuse. Bundy was, and he grew up thinking that his sister, who was the girl who was actually his sister, was actually his birth mother. And so, like, a lot of the times you'll see this. That's why they always ask nature over nurture. Like, are they born with these, like, innate proclivities that all they need is a catalyst to set them off? Or is it the fact that, like, because they had these messed up relationships with the female matriarch in their life, that I get this skewed sense of how they are supposed to treat other females? And if they have a female in their life that is constantly exerting control in them, what they want to do is they act out. They say, I want to gain that control back. And then they do it in the most brutal way possible, oftentimes. Like, like Bundy, especially. Bundy was a monster. Like,
right.
Wow. Okay.
So York meets up with Armin, and after kind of talking to him and getting to realize he's being serious, like he really wants to do this. York's like, no, I'm not interested. And Armin immediately just says, cool, no, it's fine, cool, go on. He throughout this whole thing, his thing, the one thing that he has with himself is they have to be willing. Like he will not do it unless they are willing.
Wow.
Is that a legal thing, though?
Willing.
What do you mean?
Is that a legal thing? If they give their consent,
so
is he protected legally?
We'll talk about it a little towards the end, because I took a few notes on it, and I know enough to kind of talk about it, because the German courts had a hard time convicting him for murder, and a lot of it has to do because of how he went about what he did.
Exactly, consent.
So yes, so he wasn't unintelligent. Like he knew what he wanted, but he was a nice guy. To everybody else, he was just this nice guy. He just had this very fucked up fantasy in his head.
It's just food, though, to him, though. Really, is it? Is it a sexual thing? Right. Is it control?
And that again, these are things that will come up. I promise.
I'm sorry.
We haven't even gotten into the gory parts yet.
I'm an inquisitive man. I'm sorry. I'm highly caffeinated.
Yeah.
How do they give consent? That's my question. What do they get? What York was going to come over his house and say?
You're about to find out. You're about to find out. Okay. So, Armin continues to put up brutal photos of him holding an axe, more body parts strung up, and things that he wants to do to his victims. And then this guy, he's not a kid. He's a 43-year-old bisexual engineer from, I didn't take. Anyways, he's in Germany. He's like 3 hours away. Berlin, right? Is that Germany? That's right. It was Berlin. He lives in Berlin, 3 hours away. And all he puts in the tag is dinner.
Wow.
And yes, and this is what he sends to Armin. And he basically says, I consent to you consuming me. And like they go on for a few months, just basically kind of building this relationship of how he would do it, like what he really wants. And Burnt actually wants to be castrated. Like he has this fantasy of getting his dick cut off. And I'm going to take a little segue here and talk about Bert. Okay. Bert comes from two doctors, his parents. His parents, his mom was involved in a medical malpractice and was part of the death of somebody and just lost it. Like she couldn't handle it. She ends up crashing her car and committing suicide. And his stepmom never got along with him, and he grew up being gay, like knowing he was gay and being scared of admitting it to his family, his stepmom and his dad. So he has like this resentment to the fact that that's his sexuality, and so he develops this fantasy of, I want this thing gone. Like I want to remove my penis. Okay,
And this is the meal. This is the meal.
This is his opportunity, and he's like, "Look, if you do this for me, I will be your volunteer." His life's, whatever. So they go on these little chats for a while. They even discuss. Bert even says, "Hey, what are you going to do with my brains?" And Armin's like, "I'm not going to split your skull open." And Bert suggests that he uses it as his ashtray. They're going into details about what. Yes, they're going into details about what Armin is going to do with Bert's body after
I will point out that Bert had an issue with his mother and the women
again.
in his life. Yeah.
Right, his stepmom. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yep. I'm with
But
you.
not for nothing, I think everybody on this panel, when we were in elementary school, made ashtrays for our parents. So I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
I do think I did. I don't think that the intention was for it to be an ashtray, but it was something that was fired in a kiln, and the parents used it as an ashtray.
Right.
Or like a coin holder. I definitely had a coin holder at one point. I know that.
Man. Okay.
But yes, you're not wrong. There's kind of this thing with the whole like girls who become strippers had daddy issues, and then guys who become serial killers had mom issues.
Yep. 100%, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going here. Okay. On the 9th of March 2001, Bert Brandes meets Armin. He tells his boyfriend of 3 years that he's going on a business trip. He buys a one-way ticket, cleans his apartment, and clears all contact that he's had from his computer between him and Armin. Like any trace of where he's going, he removed, bought his one-way ticket, and heads on up there. Wow. So yeah, Meiwes goes. Picks him up and takes him back to his house. He says, "Hey, I'm going to go to the kitchen and brew us some coffee." Comes back and Bert is completely naked and says, "Admire your dinner." Like that's immediate within minutes of being in the door.
Just ready to go. Wow.
This is a nice guest. That's a nice guest,
Bert
forthcoming.
Yeah,
Is that like bringing a pie with you for dinner?
No need to wrap this one. No need to wrap this one.
I brought the side dish.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Bert does tell Armin that he wants to be unconscious whenever he does decide to slaughter him. So he brought a bottle of cold medicine and chugs half of it and even pops a few sleeping pills. Half an hour later, Bert changes his mind and says, "You know what? I can't do it." And again, Armin's like, "Look, they're talking about it. He's probably understanding, hey, this is real." And Armin's cool. And Armin even buys him a ticket and takes him back to the train station. Like he's being a very nice host during this whole thing.
Holy cow.
Now, on the drive back to the station, they're talking, and Bert goes, "You know what? I can't handle what I would go back to. Like, I don't like, what am I going to say?" Yeah. So he's like, "Let's do it." But let's go. They go back and pick up more cold medicine and some stronger sleeping pills and go back to Armin's house.
If you know,
all right, where we at so far? Where we at?
We're all like quiet now.
It's building. It's building. It's crazy, man.
What are you stopping for, dude?
Okay, so as when they get back to Armin's house, they decide this time that they want to record everything. So
wow,
they talk for a little while to try and wait for some stuff to kick in. Just kind of almost like a companionship conversation. They even have it on recording. The videos are never released publicly, but the courts watch them over and over again. Nothing
That's
like
an amazing podcast.
Yes, I mean, and that's smart. I mean, on his end, the consent is there multiple times through the recordings. Burnt even brought a letter of consent with him to do this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. So, do you think that Armin is in the wrong? Like, obviously, it's fucked up. Don't get me wrong, it's fucked up. But I can see why Armin thinks I can't get in trouble. This guy came to me. You know?
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, legally diminished capacity, because if Bert, even though he consented like originally and then went there, during the time where he was recording him consenting on tape, would have had diminished capacity if he'd already consumed,
Right.
like, cough syrup and sleeping pills, and especially if he's done it twice, you know what I mean? So there is one thing where you could say that, like that, the fact that he does have diminished capacity during the course of the event itself, like seemingly throughout all of it, because I'm sure he consumed something before he even went there. Right. Because, just to build himself up. So even though he previously gave consent, though, there is issues with his mental state, coherence and stuff like that during the course of the event itself, which is the crux of the matter, isn't it? Like when he consumed them,
Yeah. So after he,
I'm sorry, I gotta say this. I gotta say this. Because there wasn't a tax and the government didn't profit, it was against the law.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
And,
got it.
And if I may, I can understand why Armin thought he was going to get away with it, because Richard Kind played a lawyer in a few
Spin City. This is Spin City.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, okay. I got it. Okay. So after a short while of talking, they decided, hey, Bert goes, I want to castrate my penis now. I want this thing gone, but I want you to do it with your mouth. So yes. Whoa. Yes. So Armin gives it a try. He takes a bite. He can't chew through, but he does pop one of his testicles. Okay, this is going to get more and more gruesome. So anybody listening, again, if you have kids and they are around, you probably don't want them around for the rest of this.
Talk about your
scared him. It's cool.
You know what, guys? This is more like Richard Unkind. See what I'm doing there? Richard Unkind.
Talk about your strange and unusual request, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Armin even talks about it in the interrogation at the end, how he's like, I had no interest in doing it. I only did it because he asked me to. He's like, I didn't have any interest in that penis.
Wow.
So anyways, Armin goes and gets a blade out of the kitchen, a knife, and it's too dull. He's hacking away. He gets couple good swings, but he can't get it off.
Worst cannibal ever.
He finds.
This is carpenter blades. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, this is sharpener. He's buying new knives. It's a special event.
So
come on,
the second knife he grabbed was his second knife was successful. Okay.
I mean, this guy's prepared with everything else. I mean, he bought a ticket on the way back home.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the record
here.
You know his mind. He's in pain too. He's probably screaming, but it's not because it actually hurts. Just because he knows it should hurt.
He's just disappointed. That's why he's screaming. He's like, dude, blood knife, really? I came all the way from Berlin for this shit. I got a pop testicle.
Like a montage from a Mel Brooks movie, like where he tries the mouth and then the dull knife maybe got a jackhammer. It's just nothing's getting it to come off. You know?
So they do decide to both take a bite of his penis, and neither neither one. Let me just get back to the story, guys. And neither one of them can get a good bite. It's too chewy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There is somebody watching right now. I hope you guys are getting a good laugh at us because I'm gonna throw some comments in there because we're having a good laugh.
Oh my god.
Right. Anyways, it's too chewy. It's too chewy, and they can't eat it. So Armin decides to fry it up. A little bit of garlic, some salt and pepper. Fries it up, and they give it another try. And no, Burnt was not really a fan. Meiwes ended up throwing the rest of it to his dog. So there's that. For the next couple hours, they're chatting. For the next few hours, they're chatting. He's losing blood, and Bert goes, I'm starting to get cold. I'd probably bleed out quicker if you drew me a warm bath.
Oh my God,
What?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So, I mean, this. Okay, so they draws the warm bath. He puts him in the warm bath and goes in the other room and starts reading a Star Trek book.
Leave it to a
Leave it
to a Trekkie.
Oh my god, this story is so. Oh my god.
So
Beam me up,
crazy.
beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up.
Long
Right.
Oscar, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
Several hours go by before Bert calls out, and Armin hears him collapse on the floor. He goes in there and carries him to his bed, and they agree that if Bert is still alive the next morning, they're going to continue with the slaughter.
Wow.
It's March 10th, 5 a.m., 17 hours after they met, and Bert's officially dead. Armin continues to butcher his body like he had seen butchers do and pulverize the bones and videos the full process. And on March 12th, he eats his first fillet. Over the next year, Armin consumed 45 pounds of Brandes.
What?
So 45 pounds
Amazing.
for the next year. In a year. That's a lot. Like where me and Ev.O.Lution work, we sell these logs of 10-pound ground beef. That's like 4 of these 10-pound logs of ground beef one person consumed in it. That's crazy. That's a lot of meat.
Okay.
Hey, I got a picture of Brandes. Just his face, not his amputated penis. Sorry, guys. If you were wondering.
Just a quick Google.
So sorry. Yeah. Let me show you here. There he is. Okay. Come on now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can put it big screen here. There. Nope, Vinny, stop it. You stop it, Vinny.
Yes, I am not Brandes. I swear, he did not.
That's
eat my
Armin
penis.
Brandes. Yeah, he's 43-year-old Armin Brandes. He looks. I don't know. Both of them don't. I mean, they look like average people. I mean, Armin has a creepy smile, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The
but
best-
just everyday
normal
guys
comedy.
though. Like if
Yeah,
you
there's-
look at both of their pictures, they're like dudes you would walk by down the street and wouldn't think twice about it.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right.
It's not the external; it's the internal. Like what's going on in here is
Yeah.
what makes a person. Not what you project
Right.
out into the world. You know, like you don't even
Right.
know what I have in my basement. Nobody even knows I have a basement. These are just you don't know what's going on.
Sorry, I'm doing my thing here, guys. Bear with me. Hold on.
I'm
I'm gonna be working. There we go. Okay, we gotta have some comedy in this show, okay? And stupid things like that are comical.
Oh my
All right, let's
goodness.
keep going. Okay, let's see. So Armin isn't even after this. Armin's not satisfied. He wants more. So he goes back to the internet, and this time he is showing pictures and video clips of what he did. And he is a hero on these chat rooms of cannibals who are like, wow, you actually did this? Like it actually happened. Yeah. And he is proud of it. He's like, I'm not going to get caught. Like people are like loving this, So he starts looking for someone else. And on July 8th, 2002, Armin finds a 23-year-old medical student who reaches out to him. After getting a little bit of information and Armin admitting that he really did do it, The student gets uncomfortable and calls authorities. And he says, and he gives them his email address and says, I think this guy seriously actually killed somebody. You know. So authorities get a warrant and go search his house and his stables. They take meats from his freezers, videos, which initially was not the one of the slaughter. After being arrested and questioned, they had nothing turned up at the time, and the meat hasn't came back yet, and so they have nothing to hold him on. So they let him go.
Yeah. So now he really thinks he can get away with it.
Yeah. Yep. Around the same time, Armin is talking to a woman, and shortly after the initial, arrest, he wants to confess to her before he, pursues this relationship with her. So he goes to an attorney, says, "Hey, go ahead, Sean."
Okay, so legally, all right, and this is just me talking out of my ass here, but since he and Bert were both consuming the schnitzel together and going down that path together, and the guy just bled out, legally, I don't even see how that could be like an assisted suicide. I don't even know if they have a place to put that in the law. But aren't there laws? But aren't there laws about like desecrating a corpse or something about like God, there's a law. I've heard it before, but something about mutilation of a corpse, like that is against the law.
Right.
So could they get him with that?
I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, no, it's because this sounds so like.
Yeah. We're about to get into the court side of it. Yeah, we're getting into the court side of it here soon.
Okay.
He could be arrested for criminal negligence, can't you? Like if you just watching that person die in front of you, you can be like arrested for negligence, can't
Not
you? That's
if
a crime.
they openly said that this is what I want.
Yeah, but still, like it's your what's the word I'm looking for? It's your obligation as a citizen to not like watch other people die. You know,
Well,
is that not a
didn't
thing?
they at one point have assisted suicide? Or I don't know if that's still a thing, but can't you actually go to hospitals and if you're in like a critical condition, they will help you die?
Yeah, that's euthanasia, though.
Yes. Well, actually, that was what was it, a year or two ago? They were kicking around the idea of having, and I thought it was so crazy when I heard about it too. Assisted suicide booths and rooms and suicide pods. Yeah, because it was an idea out of Futurama, the cartoon, and it's in the very first episode.
That's
and
crazy.
I thought there's no way, but it was legit.
Yeah. Well,
it's big in Switzerland.
Yeah. So Armin goes to an attorney. Attorney says, "Hey, let's go to a court and see what they have to say." They go to a judge. Judge he tells the judge the same thing, and the judge says, "Go home and wait and see what happens." And the police show up, of course, to arrest him. This is when they find the tapes. He doesn't fight them. He's very calm, and he does everything they ask. He finds all the tapes. They find a little bit more meat. And he never denies any of it. He said he knew during the interrogation. He's like, he knew it wasn't right, but it happened because Brandes demanded it. He wanted to be killed. He wasn't interested in cutting off his penis. He only did it because it would help get Brandes to a point where he could kill him. You know, what Armin really wanted, and this is what he says, is he's like, I just wanted to butcher the body like what he had seen growing up on TV and to eat it.
Wow.
Yeah. December 10th, 2002, Armin was interrogated for 5 hours. They determined with the amount of meat that they found in his freezer, Armin had eaten 30% of Brandes. December 3rd, 2003, he was taken to trial and pleaded guilty to the assisted suicide of Brandes. And because cannibalism is not technically illegal, Germany wanted to get Armin for murder, but they couldn't because of the fact that it was consensual. So on January 30th, 2004, he was convicted guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 8.5 years. Meiwes appealed this. again, through the whole trial, he never once argued it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people that were there talk about how it was almost like his stage. Like he got to present what he did, like fantasy that he did and made. He did it. He did it, and it was all right because he did it the right way. And they can't come after him for that because he didn't actually murder the guy. The guy bled out because he wanted to be, his penis amputated. That's how he ended up dying.
So like, are they saying legally, if a person consents to you killing them and you kill them, it's no longer a crime?
This is
that what
this case
what
right here made
was?
Germany. Well, they end up changing their laws because of this case.
Yeah,
Because of the consent laws and a few other things were changed because of this case. Because they couldn't get him. Meiwes continued to appeal this. He's actually up for another appeal court this year sometime. So
That's
he's still in
crazy.
prison. He's still alive. Yeah. Which he's a model prisoner. The prison has nothing negative to say about him. So he trains, he does classes, like, which, why not? Why wouldn't you? He was a good guy, other than the fact that he liked to kill people.
And eat 'em.
So his, right. So not only did Meiwes continue to try to appeal it, so does their old court in Germany. They're like, we want him for murder. So basically what they come down to is they use the statement that Armin made where he said that he rewatched the video several after and would masturbate to it. So the court found that this insists that Armin committed this killing for the thrill and release of turning his fantasy to a reality. And Armin was sentenced to life without parole.
But
that's all I got. That's it, guys.
But here's the thing, though. Like legally, there's not precedent. So if they're just making this up as they go, I mean, and I know this is going to sound like a crazy statement, but it's not really fair. Because if I go to a dude's house, okay, and I look into a camera that he has and I say, I want you to bite my finger off, and I'm going to help you bite my finger off. So I take the first chunk, he takes the second chunk, and then I just happen to die from bleeding out. Where's the murder?
Right.
Where's the murder?
It's a murder. It's a murder-suicide at that stage, isn't it?
But how could it be?
Because if both of you took equal part in the action, which resulted in the reaction of him dying, both of you are culpable, right? So he's suicidal. So if he bites his finger off and then dies, that's him dying by suicide. But if you bite his finger off as well and he dies, so it becomes a murder-suicide. You've also murdered him, and he's also committed the act of suicide, technically.
You've helped him.
So splitting hairs, though, with that.
Yeah, but legally,
what if the intention isn't murder? I just want to eat your finger, and you took.
That's why he was. It was manslaughter. He was charged with manslaughter.
Well, well, initially, they eventually get him based off the statement, that one statement that he made, where they could twist it to where it was he had more intent than to just assist him. Like he had that sexual gratification from the video of doing it. So there had to be some intention going into it that was of his own, right? That's how they
was this after Dahmer. This was after Dahmer, yeah.
This was the court. It was 2002 or 2003.
Yeah,
Dahmer, I'm pretty sure is older than that. I'm pretty sure Dahmer's
like
80s. Early. It wasn't Dahmer like 80s,
90s. 90s. I thought it was like late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So do you think he knew?
What do you guys think? That's what I got. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But I do want to hear what you guys got to think. It's a very psychologically, this definitely fucks with you because I mean, yeah, the cannibal aspect is gory and gross, but there's a side where it's like, who we siding with? The courts. Do you think that if he was to get out, would he do it again?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I think like you can see both sides, like legally. You can see how his defense would mount a case where they would say he gave consent, it's not against the law, all of these things. Like I know morally they're very, very abhorrent, but legally he's protected that way. But then also we spoke about how the prosecution can come after him, diminish capacity, even if it's like consent, he's still assisted in his death. So like there is different things that you can get him for. You can see both sides of the argument, and even though legally he is protected in certain things, but the fact is he's a threat. Like he's a threat to society. No matter what way he hides these actions with glad handing and stuff like that. Like sociopaths do that the whole time. John Wayne Gacy did it. Ted Bundy did it. They always seem like the model citizen because what they do is they repeat and they mirror what they look at and see in the world. So they see people that are like literally like these people that are like really good with in the communities and all this, and they get like positive reactions. So what they do is they imitate what they see. So they look at the way of it creating this like formidable mask that's impossible to see through. But no matter how good this guy seemed on the outwardly, I think the best thing to do with people like him is to get him off the streets because he's going to continue with this behavior. And eventually, whether or not someone gives their consent, 10 people can give their consent. Even if one person doesn't give their consent, even if he does it legally, technically with the 10 people, the fact that he's more than likely going to do it forcefully at one stage or another, no matter how good of a legal defense he has, he needs to be taken off the street. And in America, they would have executed him.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. What you got, Ev.O.Lution? You're down there riding away.
Well, it was a definite. You were right. It was a pretty interesting and gory story. Actually, not a story, but an actual occurrence. Uh, I'm just. I'm like. It would really be hard to try that in court. You know what I mean? Um, because of how it played out, and I'm really kind of blown away how quick he was to say, "Okay, you change your mind, fine. Go ahead. I'm not gonna force this. I want someone who's actually willing." Which,
well, I mean, because in his mind is if he doesn't consume somebody that has complete intent,
mm-hmm.
then having that person as a part of him would only be a negative kind of influence.
Yeah,
so it has to be willing. It has to be that way.
And then the other thing is, what type of person will be willing to do that? You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of thinking about that type of stuff right now.
Yeah. What you got, Sean?
Well, to your question of would he do it again, and just that old slogan for I think it's Pringles or Lay's, once you pop, you just can't stop, comes to mind. But it's so interesting to me that and I don't condone this. That's the thing at all. I don't condone it at all. But like legally, I'm in my brain sitting here going over this, going, well, they didn't really have a leg to stand on, and they had to twist things just to get this guy, and that's not how the law should be. And even if there is something new that presents itself, like they need to create laws that actually deal with stuff like this. One of them being cannibalism should be illegal because as you said, Jukebox, anything leading up to that is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, the desecration of the corpse is illegal. You can't do that shit. It's just the consumption, which is that weird nebulous in the middle area. It's like, no, it should be illegal. So I think this is
not the worst thing a German has ever done, though, is it?
What's that?
It's not the worst thing a German has ever done. Hey, on Find Law, it says, look, hold on. This says, in 49 states, you can theoretically eat human flesh and drink human blood in full view of a policeman and suffer no legal consequences.
Wow. Gee. Thanks. I'm hoping I don't live in one of those states, but you never know. You never know.
So you can eat human flesh as long as it's not homemade, is what they're telling us.
As long as you didn't assist in the death, but then whoever you got that meat from is going to get in trouble.
Yeah. So do you think it's just another way of them like putting us towards big corporations again? They want us to just eat Silent Green. That's all it is.
I mean,
It's
like,
all
look,
about
if
branding.
you let's say there's a bunch of homeless in an alley, and one of them ends up dying, and some cops pull up and they're eating the guy's corpse, but they didn't assist in his death, but they were hungry, so they ate him. None of them are going to get in trouble. None of them are going to get in
Gee,
trouble.
gee.
Well, and if you go down the conspiratorial rabbit hole about McDonald's, um,
Where's all that meat come from?
Where do they get all that meat from?
exactly.
Their
If
employees that
you,
ask for raises.
Dang. Dang.
it's a numbers game with all the McDonald's around the world and how many burgers they supposedly serve every single day versus the amount of cows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There have been questions.
Do you
That will actually take you down a rabbit hole of
I don't.
people that are getting released from
I
the
am
asylums.
totally. I am fine with having this discussion, but not for the end of this episode.
Oh,
can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Do you think there's actually 7 billion people on the earth?
I think it's more than that.
nope, I do not. I think China has inflated their numbers because if you go by their policy of just when they were limiting the amount of children that yeah, absolutely, it is an impossible. Just statistically, it's an impossibility for them to have the numbers that they have now. I believe India has the numbers that they have, but I don't think China does.
Think about all these the countries that don't even like log the births of of people. Like there's plenty of unregistered people.
I don't know. I don't know. I have my doubts. But 7 billion, about that figure, I have my doubts.
I mean, it's
I think it's another form of control. I think.
Have you ever counted?
Overpopulation, scarcity,
Okay,
you know.
there's sometimes we'll do things around here. I don't know if they do it in Ireland, but they'll throw like a jar of jelly beans on a counter, and they'll do a little contest, and whoever guesses the closest. And sometimes it's quadruple and triple the time, or 50, whatever, 5 times amount of what it is that you guess, and you're like, how the hell is all that in there? So,
yeah.
True, but
no.
a lot of times those are a con because they will put something in the middle of those jars and then surround the outsides with jelly beans, so the count is never guessed.
So
that
it goes
is
both ways.
that it does, but that is a typical con with that game.
I just think if you tell everybody there's 7 billion people, then you can say everything is scarce, and with scarcity comes control, and then so it's just one of those things. Sorry, back
I
to
do want to wrap up with my. I think that what Armin did, the way he handled what he did, I think he did right, even to the point where he didn't deny any of it. He continues to not deny any of it. But the thing that I do believe they should keep him incarcerated for is the fact that he doesn't think that it was wrong. Like, he knew it was wrong, but he doesn't think that he did it with the wrong intention. So I do think that he would do it again because of that mindset.
Well, he tried. He tried to do it again. And the person turned.
And if he gets out again, why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
at this point, he's probably damn near 70 years old now.
And how do we know he hasn't done it in jail?
Hey, man, you want me to bite your penis off?
Wow.
I got some salt, pepper, and garlic in here, man. Whip something nice. Wow. Schnitzel.
Yeah. If you know what, if he was out and free, he'd probably have his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Now,
teach you how to preserve schnitzel.
Yeah. Some fresh schnitzel with a little pruno.
And if you guys have been watching, or if you're tuning in later on and you got any comments, throw them in here. What do you think? But you guys, thank you so much. Vinny, thank you for being the first guest on this. Well, not first guest, first time on here.
Before we kick out,
what you got, Ev.O.Lution?
I want to go ahead and tell everybody what I got brewing in the life of Ev.O.Lution. I got a marathon coming up, and it just keeps getting bigger. Right now, it's going to be at least a 24-hour marathon of Ev.O.Lution podcast, which is going to be episodes of The Journey, That's Life, About That, Consistently Inconsistent, and What's Going On, and also the news show, What's Going On Now. So there'll be new episodes, some of the better episodes that really got people's attention, and just looking forward to that. And we're in the process of shooting Journey 3 as we speak.
Right. And those of you who don't know, Journey are documentaries of Ev.O.Lution's travels to the Philippines. But the third one might have a little spin on it, but you guys will have to wait and see.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Vinny and I are actually discussing doing a show as well. It might be kind of like consistently inconsistent, where it's not consistent, but we'll try to shoot for two a month. And
Sweet.
Sean, I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad to have you back into kind of at least a somewhat normal rhythm. I think if we can do 2 shows a month between all of us, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And Vinny, I got you slotted, buddy. We'll get you worked in. It's been a crazy schedule. Go ahead.
Before I go, I have this like hot date with this guy I met on a chat site, so I can eat his penis. So just a quick shout out to Bert. So I think.
Hey, melatonin. It's a melatonin.
Oh my God.
Just remember, dude, you got to give it a quick sear to keep the juices in.
That's my
3
guy.
minutes each side.
That's my guy. And like, since I'm not an amateur, I did sharpen my knives.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Make sure and use a little bit of the fat so you can get a little bit of that sizzle. Give it a nice
Yes.
little
Dude.
Do you think I should do a slow cook or
throw it in a smoker?
Well, no, actually, I would do a pan fry.
Apple would.
No. Pan fry with butter, and then use the butter to baste over. That will get the fatty richness into it.
I like it. And what do you think I should pair it with? Like a white wine? Like a Napa Valley, maybe?
I think that you should go for a dry aged wine.
You are a classy fellow.
I agree with the dry.
Okay.
Yeah, the dry's going to pair better. You don't want a sweet wine.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially if I sear it.
Yeah.
That's good. Good stuff. With that, everybody, it's been another episode of Sage and Eye Sockets. We will see y'all later. Have a wonderful evening.
Take care.